Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. My name is Vinaxius, and you're watching Hearthstone Into the Pit. Let's jump in here. I am feeling pretty good about this. Surprisingly good, in fact. The Hunter deck that we are running so far has gone 5-0, and it seems to be keeping pace relatively well with our opponents here. As I said before, I worry constantly about us maybe meeting an opponent who goes really fast and we just sort of roll over. Our curve's not too bad though, and I think this is our first time facing another Hunter, so it'll be interesting to see how this works out. This is obviously not the strongest thing in the world. Hunter's Mark is a questionable thing to mulligan, but hopefully we get some early game presence here. We get 2 multi-shots, which is, you know, it's okay. And then we draw a Sea Giant, and I guess that's okay. We don't really have a say in the matter, so I guess we are stuck with him for the time being. As much as I wish we were not.
What you want?
And Frostwolf Grunt is a bit of a problem for our little Timberwolf here, because now he can't really do anything. So I'll just Hero Power in my turn. If he decides to swing at the Timberwolf instead of me, that's okay. And hopefully by turn 4 he will have played out at least one other minion. Maybe just one other minion, that'd be preferable, and then I can just simply multi-shot it and things will be good. Maybe not at this point, now that this guy only has 1 health. However, with 3 mana we have a move, actually, and that would be Explosive Trap. That'll deal with the Frostwolf Grunt and bring the Crockless down to 1, which might incentivize Gnomish Inventor ahead of a multi-shot. Especially because this Frostwolf Grunt is going to be dead. And I don't know. It's definitely not the strongest start we could have hoped for, and that is a bit intimidating. Animal Companion, and out of all the creatures to get, he gets Misha. I do not like that one bit. However, now's a good time, I'd say, for a multi-shot. Bring Misha down to 1 health. Gnomish Inventor can be played out, and we'll finish her off in the next round. I guess we could have played the Inventor immediately instead of the multi-shot.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
However, now I think I'm lined up for a second multi-shot here. And honestly, I feel like that's the best call, really. So let's do it. We also get tracking, so we might as well play that out. We'll take a deadly shot, I guess. That was sort of a tough decision because at least 2 of those cards could have really helped us out with dealing with our opponent's minions. Hunter's Mark especially. Deadly shot might be questionable in that light. We shall see though. Iron Forge Rifleman, of course, does not really worry me that much. I am trailing from a health standpoint now though, and he currently has a bit of a stronger board presence, which is never a good thing. However, we play ourselves a taunt, which is very nice to have. And next turn with 7 mana, maybe we'll be lined up for a big game Hunter. Probably not, with only 6 mana on his side. Deadly shot. Well, that's unfortunate. We at least got it out of the way, but there's nothing really that I would prefer being not deadly shotted over that guy. We'll play Gnomish Inventor and see what we get. Sermon Guardian is interesting. We'll take an Emperor Cobra. And hopefully these guys stay on the board for a little bit so that, you know, I can get some presence going and do some damage here. However, with all these minions on the board, potentially a Sea Giant is in the cards, which is also very nice. And it looks like... I'm hoping that, obviously, because we have Big Game Hunter, that he plays something with a ton of health. I mean attack. But unfortunately it's just Rocketeer. However, I am in dire straits. Look at how low I am. I feel like this is going to be our first loss. Which, kind of sucks. We'll see though, there's things I can do for sure. Firstly, let's budget here. River Crockless will cause our Sea Giant to be 4 mana. 6 mana, that leaves me room for a steady shot. We might have to resort to deadly shotting here, though. So how about we do this? I guess it doesn't really matter when I deadly shot, but I am going to just kill everything here. And oh, I don't feel good about a deadly shot here. I'm going to risk it. The Unforged Rifleman is not a beast, so I can't imagine him being able to buff the thing up any. What would do me here is a charge or like an explosive shot. A lot of things, but the Unforged Rifleman probably won't be the one that makes or breaks whether or not I win in this turn. Here's hoping, at least, you know. Oh gosh, this is going to be the riskiest deadly shot of my life. Unless I choose... Well, I'm only going to last 2 turns. I need to get damage on the board. Obviously, I'm in a bad spot here, and I think I've lost this game. We shall see. I might survive 1 turn. Maybe. Beasts are a worrisome part, though, because they could come back and bite me in the butt.
Hey, give me a minute.
We'll take out you for sure. We have to swing in with you. I feel like I've done this Hail Mary that did not end up working out for me. So that's gonna be my defeat because I'm stupid. What I should have done was absolutely kill the Unforged Rifleman. But either way I was dead. There's no way out of that. I'll say well played. That was a good game. He had the momentum for basically all of it, and that resulted in my defeat, and now we are 5-1. Ah, gosh. I'm really hoping we could eke out 2 more wins and once again hit our record of 7-3. If not farther. But I was expecting to come across some trials and tribulation at this point for sure. I was actually expecting it a lot earlier, as you might have been able to tell from earlier videos. Here's hoping, though.
Versus Gul'dan.
Warlocks are also sort of worrisome. This is looking really good, though. I can just get rid of Dark Scale Healer, keep Scavenging Hyena and Animal Companion, and a multi-shot comes up afterwards as well, which is fantastic. What do I see happening here? Warlocks do have a lot of damaging, killing spells like Life Drain and Shadow Bolt and Soulfire. However, I would be willing to trade any of those for a Scavenging Hyena. That sounds like a good deal to me. And we start with an Arcane Shot as well, which will help deal with any creatures he plays out, which is fantastic. And I'm feeling good. Obviously, I have no idea what he's going to play, but with 2 mana, that could be potentially scary, and Arcane Shot is now officially useless. It's not the best trade I could have hoped for, but I'll play out the Scavenging Hyena anyways. That'll at least make room for the Animal Companion if he decides to kill it. He might just swing for me, and that would probably be worth it on his part, but he'll go for the trade here. Doesn't want to risk the Scavenging Hyena getting buffed up super strong. Here I will play an Animal Companion, and we get Misha, which is pretty much the best at this point in the game. There have been occasions where good use has been made out of creatures like our Charging Boar or things like that. This isn't going to be one of those occasions, and I'm afraid Misha is going to be dead here. I can't do anything about the Emperor Cobra with what I have in my hand. So, she got 4 damage off, that's okay. Obviously, it could be better. Could be worse. That Emperor Cobra could have come in later and killed like a sea giant or something, which would have been even more frustrating. Now here is an interesting situation. I don't really need to kill the Harvest Golem. I think I should swing in for some damage. I'll play it with Spiteful Smith. Hopefully he survives as well as the Sylvan Guardian. That allows my raid leader to come out and get another 2 damage off the board. Obviously, The Warlock has a lot of cards in his hand, which is to be expected, and a Ventricle Mercenary is definitely one of the scarier prospects to be going up against. I'll multi-shot here, I think. That sounds fair to me. Multi-shot. And we will use our Servant Guardian to finish off the Mercenary. This opens up some plays for our Warlock. However, I'd rather have the Warlock playing out some of his other cards than taking the 7 damage from Ventricle Mercenary, I think. It'll all depend on what he plays, and he has a lot of options, I'd imagine. Another Harvest Golem is not too worrisome to me. Imp Master as well is not the biggest deal. I probably won't go for any board clear, and I'll continue to try to kill as many creatures as I can. Azure Drake looks fine here to me. And we get a Deadly Shot as well, which is good. Yeah, let's swing in. And might as well Arcane Shot now. Maybe it would have been worth it to use it on the Warlock, in which case that would have been my mistake, and I should feel pretty silly right now. We still have Raid Leader in our pocket though, and a Big Game Hunter. There's a lot that the Warlock can do for 7 mana at this point. And now that I look at it, I totally should have saved Arcane Shot. We'll see what plays he makes. Oh, well, things are going to die, I guess, so it's not the biggest deal ever. Dread Infernal is definitely a good play there. And he swings from me with Imp Master, which makes sense. Imp Master screws over my Deadly Shot, like completely and utterly, which is rather unfortunate. However, we will play out the Raid Leader. I wish the Infernal was just like a little bit weaker. Azure Drake will swing, will hero power. Just get as much damage on the board as possible, basically. And hopefully we can eke out a win in 2 turns with just hero power, if nothing else. Drain Life will help him survive 1 more turn. Other than that, there's not a lot that he can do, I don't think.
Why do you call
Voidwalker will definitely get in the way of my victory, and he'll probably start trading some creatures in order to get damage off of the board, which makes a lot of sense. If he buffs up the Infernal, I can Big Game Hunter it, although that won't be the biggest difference, seeing that I have 28 health. Early momentum is really what can really set the pace, and it's rare for a turnaround to happen based on my experience.
I'll put it on your tab.
Obviously, he has a lot of damage on the board now, but if he doesn't have healing, I'll win in 2 turns. You can do, what, 15 damage this turn, which is a lot, and is, in fact, quite worrisome. Maybe I should have Deadly Shotted and seen what happened. But instead we shall play everything possible. Hopefully he doesn't come out with another taunt. Even if he does, I'll have hero power. And he came close to being able to turn this around, actually. If he's swinging with everything now, especially with the Strowman Champion, that's a lot of damage. What is that, 17? Puts me down to 10 right off the bat. And he's going to life tap for a flashy way to finish this game off. Good game! And that will put us at a pretty decent looking 6-1. Thank you for joining me. This will be the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your support. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, and consider hitting subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'll see you next time.